Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, on the recommendation of the Governor, I beg, sir, to move that an additional amount of rupees 312 crore 99 lakh 25,644 be granted to the minister and church to defray certain charges that will come in the course of payment during the year ending the 31st March 2025 for the administration of heads 2215, water supply and sanitation, 2216 housing, 2552 northeastern areas, 4215 capital outlay on water supply and sanitation, 4216 capital outlay on housing, 4552 capital outlay on northeastern areas.
Motion moved. Now there is a cut motion against this grant tabled by Sri Ronnie B. Lingdo, MLA and Opposition Chief Whip. You may kindly move, please. Yeah, Ronnie.
So I beg leave to move a cut motion that the total provision of rupees 312 crores 99 lakhs 25,644 SD number 15 head 2215 water supply and sanitation and 4215 capital outlay on water supply and sanitation at page 33-34 of the list of supplementary demands be reduced by rupees 100. That is, the amount of the whole supplementary demand be of rupees 312 crore 99 lakh 25,644 do stand reduced by rupees 100, sir. To discuss the implementation of the new Shillong water supply scheme, phase 1 and components of works covered under the indicated fund, including Greater Tura water supply scheme, sir.
Motion moved. You may initiate your
Yes, sir.
discussion, please.
So looking at the explanatory note, the amount is quite substantial, sir. And the additional amount is, for Swachtahi Seva 2024, with effect from 17 September 2024 till 2nd October 2024, culminating in the Swachh Bharat Divas as a tribute to the Father of the Nation and also to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the launch of the Swachh Bharat Mission during 2024-25. Second, sir, additional amount is for the new Shillong water supply scheme, phase 1, and special assistance to the state for capital investment for the financial year 2024-25. And then the additional amount of 90 lakh 82,000 is required, 90 crore 82 lakhs is required for the project construction, setting up a partial replacement alignment, and 25 crore 44 lakh 54,444 is required for the project construction, setting up of Greater Tura water supply scheme. Both the required amounts are under the scheme for special assistance to states for capital investment for the financial year. Additional amount of 100 crore is required for the project to be released under the scheme for special assistance to state for capital investment for the financial year 2024-25. Out of the 100 crore, an amount of 60 crore is required for project New Shillong water supply scheme and 40 crore is required for the project construction, setting up of Greater Tura water supply scheme. Hence, sir, the supplementary demand. So why I brought this SD is because, yes, we have launched the JJM. I would like to, express my appreciation to the Honorable Minister. But of course, regarding that, we will discuss later, maybe perhaps during the budget speech, budget discussion. But sir, I would like to point out here, Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, there are a lot of schemes that were undertaken about 2-3 decades back. For example, in Malayan constituencies, even in the village where I stayed, sir. Of course, I'm originally not from there, but since I got married, I stayed there in the late 80s. And even before that, the water supply scheme had existed. And then, I see a lot of these leakages because the pipes are very old. So I brought this SD so that if we request the Honorable Minister to look into all these schemes so that were implemented about 2-3 decades back, and perhaps retrofitting and replacement of pipes and maybe augmentation of the water supply could be looked into, sir. For example, there is a village, of course, if the minister allows me, I'll meet him. There is a village in my constituency which is going to host next year, sir, a church, huge church function. And the elders of the church, church, and then the headman, executive committee of the headman had approached the concerned executive engineer. But later on, when this was known to certain people, the headman and the executive members of the village were threatened. Why did you go to the MLA? So, I mean, such things, sir. I mean, whom are we working for? We are here for the people. And we are elected to serve the interests of the people. And if, village leaders are prevented from meeting the MLA, then how do we solve the problems? So I know the minister is well-meaning. So this is why I brought this. Yes, it's very nice that you're looking after Tura town, you're looking after New Shillong. But then, so I think we have to look at all the schemes that have been implemented, like I said, 2-3 decades back. Because the pipes, they've got their shelf life, their longevity. So beyond a certain period, the pipes, the corrosion takes place, and then, water is wasted on the, while it's being taken to the village from the source or from the reservoir. So that's why, sir, I brought, if, in the next financial year, if the minister would consider taking into consideration to look into all these schemes that have been implemented, so that, sir, because yes, JJM is bringing pipe water to the households, but do we have the sufficient supply of water to meet the needs of the people? And then as we go along, population increases, villages, they expand, and then, water needs also keeps getting increased. So, sir, this is why I brought this cut motion, because I've seen the amount is quite huge and limited to very few, pockets of the state. So this is an appeal not only maybe for Malay, maybe for other constituencies of the state also, that if the minister can kindly look into all this, schemes that have been implemented long time back, and come up with a solution so that the needs of the water, the needs of the people for water is served. So with this only, sir, I would like clarification from the minister. And then regarding that Swachhta Bharat, sir, I would like to express my appreciation to the Chief Minister, where I had approached him when I was LO. There was dumping of garbage in a water source at Umpaitmau, this Sangmen area, sir. So through the basin, fencing has been provided, so proper fencing has been done. So, sir, I think if, this Swachhta Bharat scheme can be taken to protect the water source, so that, right from the source itself, the water is not contaminated. So, sir, with these few submissions, so I will resume my seat and hope the minister will give his clarification and assurance that, for example, the villages, the issues that are flagged will be considered and taken care of, sir.
Any other member? Yes, Charles.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I rise to support this motion tabled by Honourable Member from Melim. Let me be very specific and brief to draw the attention of the minister in charge and the government, and also to ensure that we are further enlightened so that we are able to really understand how efficiently, for the larger good of the people, this fund which is available and are provided by both Government of India and some fund from state's own exchequer are being utilized. Now here, first thing I want to refer to is whether these components include the issue of sustainability of the sources, because this has always been an issue both for Tura water supply scheme and Shillong, Greater Shillong water supply scheme. We tried to embark upon one particular program which was to to create an impounding reservoir to amplify the whole source of water for all the possible water supply schemes with the source in Garo Hills, which of course was eventually politicized and it was self. But that program is still incomplete and materials are lying there. This is connected with Tura Greater Shillong Water Supply Scheme and other water supply scheme, because idea was that that's why we can also embark upon a number of initiatives wherein we were able to rope in some fund from externally aided projects, EAPs. Idea is to recharge these catchment areas and improve the hydrology of the concerned rivers which are being used for source of the drinking water supply scheme. The intake points are there. Therefore, whether these hydrology studies of the sources of both, since these components of fund are for both Shillong Greater Water Supply Scheme and Tura Water Supply Scheme, whether the hydrology aspect of the rivers from the perspective of sustainability of the source is being taken into consideration after a due exhaustive scientific study. If not, whether this will be examined. And another thing is whether if these are being incorporated, whether other fund which is available from JICA and other EAPs can be integrated and converge with this. Because the original idea of getting this whole fund to create these water bodies, impounding storages, was to utilize the negative spaces available along the streams and rivers, so that in the downstream one, we create a dam. 3 spaces you don't have to. So it enables us to store water, improve the hydrology of the river, and also take care of the sustainability of the source of drinking water. So whether these aspects are also being looked at, so that the money that is available, which can be spent on convergence mode to further aggregate this whole benefit and amplify, whether these are being taken into consideration, keeping in mind these sources of rivers, rather these sources of drinking water, which are used for Greater Shillong Water Supply Scheme and Tura Water Supply Scheme, they have shown continuous decline in its hydrology. So therefore, this particular component becomes very crucial. So while we are investing such a huge amount of money, I think that angle, if not studied and not incorporated, then again you'll have to have some more investment, to further look for sources. But we all know that the sources will remain limited. We do not have luxury of looking for alternative sources of drinking water. So I would like to urge upon, through this cut motion, to see that while we look at this proposed amount to be spent, whether these components are being looked at, whether they will be covered under this program, under this with this projected fund, or if have not been done, can the department look at this angle to ensure sustainability, improve the hydrology of the river, and create a complete community participation? Because if we look at the areas of catchment, whether it is Tura Water Supply Scheme or whether it is Greater Shillong Water Supply Scheme, without the involvement of the community and the owners of the land, it becomes very, very difficult. So I think those points are well understood. I am aware of the minister in charge himself is having part of his area which covers these catchment areas. These are all contiguous areas in as far as Tura Greater Water Supply Scheme is concerned. And another part which I would like to know is, as the mover of the cut motion has indicated, the need to know, since these schemes are already existing, if we look at the proposed spending is for construction, setting up of partial replacement, alignment, So this is somehow as an augmentation of the existing program. Augmentation on the existing. It's integration of augmentation, retrofitting, various other components are there. So therefore, what is the status of the existing program on top of which these projects are being topped up as a matter of intent to ensure better water supply scheme or take care of the deficiency? And what happens to those materials which are considered as materials which can be reused, like the pipes, the steel pipes, all these things. So how they will be audited, whether a proper mechanism is being put in place to ensure the real, your proper figure of the inventories, the resultant inventories after this realignment and replacement in an inventory as far as the material of the existing plant is concerned, existing schemes are concerned. So these are a few things which will enable us to have greater understanding about how meticulously we are working on, so that every resources that has been created from the precious public exchequer are utilized, further utilized, as long as they are usable. So with these few words, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, these two areas of concern I flagged before the Minister in charge, and with these few words, I support this cut motion.
May I request Charles Proto? Yes.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I also take part in the cut motion to the supplementary demand regarding the water supply. Sir, I would like to draw the attention of the Honorable Minister. When in the year 2023, the month of April, after he had assumed the chair of the minister, we had gone to Nongra village under my constituency for the implementation of the JJM scheme, which needed to be done immediately, lest it missed the deadline. The Honorable Minister was very kind to visit the constituency and sit with all the officials involved to expedite the process of implementing this special scheme for Nongra, and also in Pokse, where earlier he was a resident of that locality also. But I'd like to draw the attention that even after 2 years that have passed, we have seen that the work has been carried out. But the manner in which it has been done has not been proven beneficial to the people of that area. In fact, for the last couple of months, we have been going, they have been calling me all the time. And out of the funds that were available to the MLA under the SRWP, we had to buy extra materials to repair the pipes which were laid at that time. This is under the JJM scheme, sir. So before, to cut a long story short, I feel that this scheme has to be really looked into, and if the engineers or the persons concerned are asked to go and have a look as to why, that after all this expenditure, the water which is supposed to be provided to the households is yet to take place in totality. So they built a pump house in a place where quite remote, and land was cumulatively donated by the clans, of which the Pangrup clan is one of the donors. But there was no security shed or chokidar shed made there. So when they went to draw the water from or use the well, deep tube drilling well, the wires had been cut and stolen. So that's a great loss again. So if the minister can concern an additional fund to create a quarter for a chokidar, who will act also as a person who will operate the pump, so that the water can come again to the village. So these are a few submissions, sir. And also in my constituency, most of the areas in my constituency depend on spring water, means from the forest above. If those springs can be taken care of, somewhere they have been asked for fencing and other materials. So if this can be done, then perhaps we can expect sufficient water coming forward onto my constituency. These are my few submissions. If the minister will just look into it, sir.
No, thank you. Aba, Arun Tongkar, you can participate.
Deputy Speaker, sir, thank you for allowing me to participate on this court motion. I stand not to support the court motion, but to participate on this very important subject, sir. We know that this is a promising mission from the ministry and, of course, the government of Meghalaya also to ensure to give water tap connection to each and every household in the state of Meghalaya, and I would appreciate the performance of the government, which is above the national status as of now. Sir, but I would like also to recall that due to the pressure at the beginning of this mission, the officers, they have committed mistake in several schemes while sending the proposal. For example, in the scheme where it needs the new scheme, they have sent retrofitting or they have sent the proposal as accommodation, which will not be possible to implement the scheme at all. So it may be not only in the case of my constituency, but maybe in some other areas also who are facing this problem. But I just want to flag out here in this Akos house. I have got two schemes. One is Rangblang Sosenyang scheme, for which retrofitting scheme has been sent in the proposal, but there is no source. The department are in dilemma because there is no plan where to source the water. Pipe has been given to the household, to people in the village, but there is no address about the source, from where to take the water, and even the construction of tank also is not there. So in such cases, I would request the government, especially our Honorable Minister in charge, PHE, to solve this kind of problem wherever this kind of problem arises. Another case, I've got the scheme at Maubidong, which this scheme is supposed to serve 5 villages. And before that, we have the scheme, the gravity scheme, and small pipe.
Allow me to raise this motion.
Sir.
Mr. Speaker, sir, while we have avenues for discussion under different provision of the rule, as per the mandate of the rules of procedure and conduct of business, in the instant case, it is supplementary demand. So, for the benefit of the department also and for us also, these rules should be adhered to. 152. The debate on the supplementary grants shall be confined to the items constituting the same, and no discussion may be raised on the original grant nor policy underlying them. So it is specific. This is SD. It's not a cut motion on general demand. That will happen in budget the moment the demands for grants are moved. So therefore, I think the House also must be governed by the rules, and therefore my submission.
Okay. You may continue, but you have to.
Yes, sir. I will not lengthy. Only one more point, sir, for which I asked, but Charles Pogrup also has brought the issue. I just want to flag one more scheme. That is the those to 5 villages, for which the retrofitting scheme has been sent in the proposal. And now, sir, the same pipe who has given water for 10 platform in those years, the same pipe has been left to give water to the 300 household now. So it is not possible. So with this few words, sir, I just want to, anything, sir?
Okay.
Yeah, sir, I want to end my speech, sir, and I take this opportunity to thank the government, and I hope that the government will take a serious step in addressing the faulty scheme that has been submitted at the beginning of the sending proposals. Thank you, sir.
Any other member to participate? If there is no other member to participate in the discussion, may I request Minister in charge to make a reply, please.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, at the very outset, I would like to thank the Honorable Member for moving this cut motion to discuss the requirement of an additional amount of additional amount in the ground which is being moved so that the amount can defray certain charges which will come in the course of payment during the year March ending 31st, 2025. So before I go to the main explanation why I'm moving this cut motion, moving this particular supplementary demand, I'd like to thank our Honorable Elo and also Charles, who is also a senior member, and also Rennington for participating in this cut motion debate. Sir, first of all, I'd like to refer to the mover of the motion. He was talking about the old scheme which is lying in his constituency, whether that can be rectified or if the old pipes can be replaced. Sir, I'd like to, assure the honorable member, I'll get the matter examined because we have already implemented JJM in every villages so far. So therefore, whether that is required or not, we will get the matter examined and make sure that things are rectified. And so with regard to Honorable Elo's question of maintaining the source sustainability, so in this supplementary demand, the component is not there, and this source sustainability components are already there. Government has already initiated the program with our Honorable Chief Minister's initiative. It has been implemented through soil and water conservation also, and from MBMA department also. With regard to, sir, you are talking, Honorable Elo was talking about the sources in Ganol River. So we have, the government has under the able leadership of Honorable Chief Minister, measures have already been taken under different schemes, and the schemes are already started in the ground. Some of the sensitization program have already started, and that is not only for the Ganol River source sustainability issue, but it is also for the new Shillong water supply scheme river, the river which is being provided for Shillong water supply scheme, that is Umyo River. For Umyo River also, how to maintain or how to give a source sustainability in Umyo River, the project has already started on the ground. So therefore, sir, these are the issues and concerns of our honorable leaders who have already participated in the cut motion debate. Others like, like Greater Shillong Water Supply Scheme, Honorable mover of the motion was mentioning about the Greater Shillong Water Supply Scheme. The Greater Shillong Water Supply Scheme, the amount is being utilized for replacement of bulbs which have outlived their design life. It was necessary to replace them to ensure continued functioning of the Greater Shillong Water Supply Scheme. So now I will go to the details why this supplementary demand is required, sir. So the amount of 85,71,200 only out of 312 crore 99 lakh 25,644 only is an additional amount obtained from advance from the contingency fund meant for the program Swachhata Hi Seva 2024, which took place with effect from 17 September 2024 till the 2nd October 2024, culminating the Swachh Bharat Divas as a tribute to the father of the nation, and also to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the launch of Swachh Bharat mission. Since the budget provision under the head of account 2215 water supply and sanitation, 02 sewerage and sanitation, 001 direction and administration, 02 information, education and communication, that is IEC project, 36 grant in aid general non-salary, general voted 2425 is rupees 16,20,000 only, hence the amount is insufficient for the program. To the amount of rupees 19 crore 50 lakhs only out of amount 312 crore 99 lakhs 25,644 only is the additional amount meant for the project construction / setting up of the partial replacement, realignment, including supply, fitting, fixing of valves of the existing feeder main and distribution system of Greater Shillong Water Supply Project, Phase 1 and Phase 2, in different areas of Shillong urban agglomeration, to be released under the scheme for special assistance to the state for capital investment for the year 24-25, under the head of account 4215, capital outlay on water supply and sanitation state schemes, 01 water supply, 101 urban water supply, 05 each schemes Khasi, previously 01, 09 new proposal, 53 major works, 6 scheduled part 2 areas, voted 24-25. Number 3, the amount of 95 crore 87 lakhs only out of the amount of 312 crore 99 lakhs 25,644 only is the amount obtained by advance from the contingency fund which is required for the project New Shillong Water Supply Scheme Phase 1 and released under the scheme for special assistance to state for capital investment for the year 24-25 under the head of account 4215, capital outlay on water supply and sanitation state schemes, 01 water supply, 101 urban water supply, 05 each schemes Khasi, previously 01, 09 new proposal, 53 major works, 6 scheduled part 2 areas, voted 24-25. B, the amount of rupees 131 crore 32 lakhs only out of the amount of 312 crore 99 lakhs 25,644 only is required for the project New Shillong Water Supply Scheme Phase 1 to be released under the scheme for special assistance to the state for capital investment for the year 24-25 under the head of account 4215, capital outlay on water supply and sanitation state schemes, 01 water supply, 101 urban water supply, 05 each schemes Khasi, previously 01, 09 new proposals, 53 major works, 6 scheduled part 2 areas, voted 24-25. Number 4, the amount of 65 crore 44 lakhs 54,444 only out of the amount of 312 crore 99 lakh 25,644 only is required for the project construction / setting up of a greater Tura water supply scheme to be released under the scheme for special assistance to state for the capital investment for the year 24-25 under the head of account 4215, capital outlay on water and sanitation state schemes, 01 water supply, 101 urban water supply, 07 each schemes Garo, previously 03, 11 new proposals, 53 major works, 6 scheduled part two areas, border 24-25. So, with regard to Honorable Mover of the motion has wanted to know the new Shillong water supply scheme. So, I want to go in detail so that the information will be shared with this august house. New Shillong water supply scheme phase 1 was accorded administrative approval by PHED/1356/1503/2024/4215/05 dated 15/3/2024 for an amount of 538.44 crores under the state plan. The EPC, that is engineering, procurement and construction, the contract has been awarded to MS BSC Infratech Private Limited on 26/6/2024 through an open tender, and the scheduled time of completion is 2 years. The source of supply is the river Umken, having dry weather discharge of 123.16 MLD. The project is designed to cater potable water supply to New Shillong Township and adjoining villages, 32 villages. The villages are Umsauli, Maulong, Mawir, Sesiaj, Maukenring, Lumskese, Alumding Sai, Dieng Yong, Maulin Ray, Maudiang Diang, Umrok, Maukasyang, Sejong, Tinring, Mapadang, Wakshuri, Umir, Maushoru, Mautumdu, Maukanu, Riangsau, Solaper, Mauyong, Diang Paso, Etsherwat, Kaput, Jairoid, Nongtamai, Nongali, Nongter Kang, Manriang, Bamkamar, including institutions, offices, etc., and supply water to an ultimate population of 4.14 lakh with an ultimate supply of water 70 million litre per day by the year 2057, that is after 30 years. The components of the work under the scheme: construction of them, construction of 2 numbers jack well with a pump house on top of the well to house the machineries and associated equipments, construction of approach bridge, laying of 750 MS pipe for a length of 15,000 meters from the intake pumping station to stage 1 pumping station, construction of raw water sump of capacity 792 KL, laying of 750 MS pipe for a length of 12,000 meters from stage 1 to water treatment plant, construction of 33 MLD water treatment plant, construction of clear water sump of capacity 710 KL, electromechanical items, installation of IoT/SCADA system, land acquisition, approach roads for waste, stage 1 and water treatment plant. Scope of work. The scope of work comprises of survey, investigation, design, procurement of materials and equipments, construction, installation, and execution of entire water supply system. In order to provide the most modern and efficient process of operation and monitoring of entire project, all components under phase 1 of the project shall be installed with SCADA, that is supervisory control data acquisition /IoT Internet of Things system. SCADA control system shall be established from the source point to water treatment plant with LAN, local area network, compatibility and remote capturing of data with network. Automation of total systems in common control room shall also be established. The contractor shall also incorporate the SCADA process for pressure and leakage monitoring in the pipe system. Hence, the entire project shall be governed by SCADA/IoT system, which in general is an automatically mechanized system that controls all the components at a central location, in which operation and monitoring of entire system is being done. This system is extremely important for future operation and maintenance of the scheme. It will help to immediately identify defects, breakdowns, water flow, water quantity, water quality, etc. And it will also be beneficial to take up any remedial measures promptly and instantly. Therefore, various components under phase 1 of the project cannot be bifurcated, and it is not at all feasible to allot the work components to multiple firms/contractors, keeping in mind the sophistication involved and the specialized nature of work involving installation of SCADA/IoT system. The firm entrusted with the work have to be very capable, experienced, technically competent, and highly acquainted with large projects involving SCADA/IoT system. Status of the work. The work is in progress, and the status are as follows. Survey, investigation, design, and drawings of different components of the project has been completed. Procurement of materials under progress. Formation of approach rod is in progress. Soil testing for all structures completed. Construction of different components is being taken up on acquisition of land. Land acquisition, a sizable area of land is required for project as follows. Area of about 2.510 hectare for the proposed pipeline route and land inundated by the proposed construction of dam across the river Umken at Nongali to the proposed water treatment plant at Mapadang, East Khasi Hills District. Area of about 2.197 hectare in Nongkro village, West Jaintia Hills District, inundated by the proposed construction of dam across the Umken River. For speedy implementation of the project and to avoid setback in the timeline of completion of the project, the proposal for direct purchase of land through the District Rural Development Agency, DRDA, under the Office of Deputy Commissioner East Khasi Hills and West Khasi Hills District, respectively, was placed in the Cabinet, and Cabinet approval of the same was accorded on 1/1/2025. The process of land acquisition is ongoing. Now about Sir Tura Greater Water Supply Scheme. The Greater Tura Urban Water Supply Scheme was accorded administrative approval vide number PHED/CE/00727/2425/CON, dated 31st/1/2025 for an amount of rupees 398.48 crore. The scheme is a pumping scheme, and the source of water supply is the Ganol River, having a dry weather discharge of 195.42 mld based on a flow measurement. The scheme is designed to cater to the ultimate population of 269,763 and the ultimate water demand of 30 mld in the year 2055, which shall benefit the entire population of Tura town, including all the institutions set up in around Tura. The following are the components of the scheme: design and investigation, construction of weir, construction of jack well, construction of approach bridge, raw water pumping main from jack well to stage 1, raw water sump of 682 KL capacity, pump house at stage 1, raw water pumping main stage from stage 1 to water treatment plant, construction of 30 mld water treatment plant, clear water sump of 640 KL capacity, electromechanical items, IoT/SCADA system, approach rods for weir and water treatment plant, backwater protection bunds, laying of feeder lines and distribution system, construction of zonal reservoir and subzonal reservoir, construction of boundary wall at water treatment plant and stage 1 pump house. Status of the work. The tendering process has been completed and matter to be placed in the tender committee for approval. Funds is needed for commencement of the work. Sir, I have highlighted the initiative taken by the department to ensure smooth implementation of the water supply schemes to cater adequate and safe water supply to not only the rural areas of the state, but also to the urban areas. Hence, fund is needed for implementation of these urban water supply schemes. So, in view of the above initiative taken by the department, I therefore would like to request the mover of the motion to withdraw the cut motion. Thank you, sir.
May I know the minds of the mover of the cut motion, whether he would like to withdraw?
So I'd like to thank the Honorable Minister for his elaborate reply. But sir, for the information of the Minister, I would like to tell him that, implementation of JJM in Malayam, except for 2 or 3 villages, the source of water is still from those previous existing schemes, sir. That's why, sir, I brought this project, this cut motion, because no new no new water source, supply of water source has been taken up under JJM, except for 1 or 2 villages, sir. So if those water source, those previous schemes are not looked into, then maybe we may not be able to, supply the required water to the beneficiaries of this GGM, sir. For example, for the information of the Minister, sir, for my village, because the pipes were so old, like I told him, maybe more than 3-4 decades old, that water scheme. So from other sources, sir, I had to get funds to replace the pipes. And they've been replaced because when we approached the PHE, they said, no, GGM is ongoing, so we cannot give you. So, but then water was, sir, the source of water was decreasing day by day because maybe, corrosion, maybe the accumulation of dirt and all that within the pipes. So I had to get funds from other sources to replace the pipes, and then the length was quite long, sir. I think the length was about 2 kilometers. So that's why I request the Minister, as far as Malayam is concerned, I think you can verify, cross-check what I've said in this house, that most of the GGM schemes have been implemented from the existing water source and from the existing water reservoir, sir. So if the Minister can give me an assurance into that, sir, then of course I will withdraw my motion.
Sir, I'll get the matter examined, sir.
The Minister has given his assurance, I beg leave of the House to withdraw my cut motion, sir.
Since the mover has withdrawn his cut motion, now let me put the question before the House. The question is that grant number 15 be passed. Those who are for the motion say aye. Those who are against say no. Ayes have it. And motion is carried and grant number 15 is passed.